Well, thank you very much. We have another episode of Ask the Professional. And today we are excited. We have two of the hardest working people in the title industry. So thank you very much. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
Ben
you
and
for having
Jamie. Yeah.
We have Alex Montalvo, our business partner. Say hello.
Hey, you guys. Thank you for having me, Oscar.
So, Jamie, I'm going to ask you if you can just give us a brief, how you got started, how long you've been in the business, and then we'll go to Ben.
Sounds good. So hello, everybody. Jamie Angel, Fidelity National Title. I've been in the title business for just going on 18 years now.
Wow.
Yep. And Ben and I have been business partners for just about a decade, which was one of the best decisions that we've ever made. And we thoroughly enjoy this business that we're in and the whole real estate world. It's fantastic just being able to help you, Alex and Oscar, realtors and homeowners, be able to help a community out. It's really exciting. Every day is a new adventure.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Love it.
It shows how you guys care so much for all the agents. I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to tag on to what Jamie had illustrated is, we love the opportunity to partner up with professionals such as yourselves. Title insurance, we're like the plumbers of the real estate world, if you will. You really don't need us, but when it hits the fan, you need us.
That's what I'm like, who do you guys know in the title industry, right? Yeah.
Right, and there's so much, there's so many working parts to the real estate transaction, escrow, title, you guys, and buyers, sellers, and all that. And Jamie and I really love and embrace the fact that, title insurance is unique in the fact that compared to other insurance companies and products out there in the marketplace, we're unique in that we indemnify a homeowner for the lifetime that they and their heirs own that property. We collect one-time premium through escrow to indemnify the property based on the past and the present. We indemnify the future for life, and we collect one premium up front to do that. It's a great responsibility. We absolutely love it. Jamie and I have been very blessed, not only me personally to have a business partner in Jamie Angel, but to have our team, Deborah Hale. She's worked with us.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Going back to 2003 with Jamie. So we're very proactive versus reactive. Yeah. And I feel that's why we make such a good fit in your business models, because I've seen how you two operate and it falls right in line with our workflow. And that is being proactive versus reactive. We are advocates for you and your clients. Yes, we are an insurance company at the end of the day, but we all share the common goal of quick, efficient closings and doing it in a process that everyone is aware, because knowledge is power. That's and, right. Being a part of Fidelity, Fidelity National Title is the largest title company and underwriter in the nation. And Jamie and I are thrilled and blessed to be a part of that. As a matter of fact, this hat here is a tribute to your successes.
21 years.
This hat stands for LA County Fidelity National Title being #1 for 21 years in a row because of loyal, amazing professionals like you both. So thank you for the opportunity to invite us into your world and be a part of that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Great.
That just brings me to my first question. I'm sure people want to know, what is title insurance and why is it so important to have it?
Great question. Jammers, you want me to take it or you?
Sure, go for it.
You guys all know me. I love the sound of my own voice, so just tell me to zip it.
That is true.
We'll just mute you, don't worry.
That is true. Yeah, right. Don't ever get me in a karaoke bar. Forget about it. So Yeah, so uh, title is, how can I summarize it? Are you familiar with the company Carfax?
Yes.
They have the Carfax.
Yeah.
Before you buy a new car or a used car, you run a Carfax report. Carfax tells you when that car was manufactured, when it was shipped here, if it's foreign, how many owners own the car, was it involved in any accidents? If so, what are the extent of these accidents? Has there been any major work done? They put this all in a report and send it to the consumer so that the consumer can arm themselves with the knowledge before they plunk down money on a large ticket item like a car.
Yeah.
Title insurance works similar. I feel we're a lot cooler because we provide a report and we take it a step further and give you an insurance policy for the lifetime that you own that property. So we do a title search that we call a preliminary title report.
Mhm.
And we report all the matters of public record. So we tell you and the clients the good, the bad, and the ugly. And Fidelity and your team, we believe in delivering the bad news hot. So, and the unique thing about title is, you guys can attest to this. Title insurance is not just a protection for the new buyers, but we also indemnify lenders if there's a loan involved, right?
Mm.
Okay.
So if a title insurance company cannot or will not insure a transaction, that narrows the scope of the marketability of your property. So now you have to sell that property to a person that's going to buy it without title insurance. And Jamie, I
Yeah.
don't know how many times have we done that in our career, maybe 4 or 5 times.
Mhm.
And it's usually an investor or developer that doesn't care. They'll assume the risk because they're going to knock down the property and build whatever, right? But
Yeah.
99.8% of the time, title is it's a requirement. So that's the function of title, and a lot of consumers benefit from title, and they have no idea that they have this company behind them that's protecting their their nest egg, their hard work. And most Americans, buying and selling real estate is probably the greatest investment they'll ever make.
So I
So
do have a question.
yes, sir.
You mentioned that there are cases when the title company will not insure a property. Can you
Correct.
give us an example of what could cause that?
Correct. So Fidelity National Title is a direct underwriter. So we control the process from open order
Mhm.
till delivery of final policy, and then we service that policy. We actually
Okay.
paid a claim last month on a policy dated from 1954.
Wow.
And I love that because there's a lot of title companies, and Jamie can attest to this, in our career that are no longer in business. They didn't survive the downturn, and as a company, they weren't financially prepared.
Yeah.
Fidelity, we've got a statistic that Jamie and I really love, that we could close our doors today, and our financial assets will allow us to pay claims on all of our orders for the next 25 years to come. So we're
Wow.
financially sound. So
Yeah.
you and your clients know that when you write in Ben and Jamie and Fidelity National Title, we're not going anywhere. So to answer your question, it's on a case-by-case basis, but the majority of times when title companies deny issuing out a policy is usually if it's coming out of an auction.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because
Tax sale.
as you know, when you buy a home at auctions, you're not paying that retail rate.
Correct.
And it's imperative to know everything in life, whether it's title insurance, car insurance, you name it. Risk translates to rate, always.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you go and buy a property from the courthouse or out of a trust sale, title companies stay away from that because you're buying the property as is.
That's right.
We don't know what is out there. And it's our job as a title company to sniff out and research city, county, state, and federal. We have systems that allow us to search by name, address, social security number, all the information that you see in a statement of information. So we go and compile and see what's out there, right? And we put that in a report. Sometimes there's items out there that we can't assume that risk. It's too great. So trustee sales are one of them. The other is tax sales. When people buy real estate because a homeowner defaulted on taxes and the county escheated the property. Again, since there hasn't been a point of insured, there's just too much uncertainty out there, and the investor buys that property at a discounted rate, knowing that they're getting what they pay for. The risk is too great there. Aside from those two examples, it's on a case-by-case basis.
So if, let's say, Alex buys a property at the courthouse, there's no title insurance, can he later on get the title insurance, or he's stuck with a property with no insurance?
It depends. Different title companies have different thresholds of risk tolerance. Another one is HOA litigation. That's a big thing that Jamie and I see.
With condos and all, yeah.
Yeah. Jamie and I see this a lot in California, is HOA litigation. All it takes is one disgruntled homeowner to sue the HOA. Now the HOA is ensnared in a long, arduous litigation battle.
Yeah.
That presents an issue for title companies because we don't know what that is going to look like at the end of the litigation. So for us to come in and indemnify people when there's ongoing litigation makes it a challenge. So to go back to your question, it again, case-by-case basis, but the general rule of thumb is 5 years. If a homeowner has owned and maintained the property for 5 years, anything and everything that's going to potentially come and bite a title company in the rear, so to speak, would present itself within that period. Okay. But again, you're entering the world of exceptions, and Jamie and I have gotten them done. It depends on the mitigating factors, and that's why it's so important, and not just to pat Jamie and I on the back, but we thoroughly love what we do, not just partnering up with you and growing our business. That is amazing. But we also have the ability to underwrite and make exceptions based on the risk tolerance. And Jamie and I are very good. We have great relationships with our title officers, and they know when Jamie and I bring a file, we present like attorneys the mitigating factors to offset that potential risk, and therefore we can get it done.
Nice.
Great.
Said, Ben. I agree. I have to touch on that. What Ben said, the fact that we underwrite our own files is powerful because we don't have to wait, and we know the right people to go to. So it is powerful to, the fact that Fidelity Title does underwrite our own.
On that note, I do have a question for you, Jamie. So let's just say that I have a client. And by the way, we're trying to keep this kind of light where the average consumer, because we're all professionals, right? Ask the pros. But the average consumer can watch this video and go, oh, okay, I see what they mean. So I have a client who's an older couple who want to add a kid to their property. Mm-hmm. If they do that like an intra-family type of transaction, is that something that they can do safely? Is the kid protected? What if the kid is, divorced and has some things, pending child support and blah, 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 whatnot? How would you go about and handle that?
Right. So that's actually a great question, Alex. So we have that often. As a matter of fact, we had one yesterday and today, right, Ben?
Okay.
Two today.
We have people that get added to title as well as taken off title every single day. It's pretty simple. Just escrow has to execute a document and recording fees. You have to have a check ready. And you, Oscar and Alex, would be able to help your community as we would be able to help you and get that document recorded. Where there could be potentially an issue is, so let's say that son was added to title, okay?
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
his name is on the vesting. At that time, when they go to sell the property or even refinance, that's when title goes and does a date down. They do a research on the property. They see that somebody's been added to title. And at that point, a background check has to be looked into that individual. So if they're
Like a statement of information?
correct. Yes,
Correct.
statement of information, pretty much.
Yeah.
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 So yes, a background is done on that individual to make sure prior to escrow closing or the refinance closing, we have to make sure that there have been no liens or anything that's been attached to that individual.
Yep. That's a great point Jamie mentioned. And it's imperative that your clients know that you two are their greatest advocate. If there's ever a question about changing title or anything, they need to run that through you. And
Okay.
here's why. When you add somebody to title, as Jamie mentioned, you're adding the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't necessarily go away because you remove a person.
Is that right?
Yes, and
Okay.
that is scary, brother. And I'll give you a real example of this. Last week, so when the market crashed in 2008, much like we're seeing today, there was a lot of uncertainty in the markets. People were losing their jobs. Bankruptcy filings went through the roof, and
Sure.
it was just a bad scenario for everyone. Unfortunately, when this type of economic environment presents itself,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of scam artists come out of the woodworks to prey on. And literally, I remember, and Jamie, you may remember, there was a guy that was offering to, he would say, hey, meet me at 7-Eleven, give me $5,000 in cash, and I'll make
Oh
sure
my God.
that no one ever forecloses on your property. What this guy was doing was adding his friends and family to title, because when a lender goes to foreclose and there's been a change in vesting and you add a new party to title, they have to start the process all over again. So the second they get that close to filing the notice of default and then starting foreclosure, they'll add another person to title, and then that starts it all over.
So it creates a delay.
Exactly.
That's right.
The problem there is, true story. So we have two brothers. One brother lost his company in the market crash, and the other brother lent $150,000 to his brother so he could avoid losing his house and all that. Great brother, right? So the brother says, look, I don't need a deed of trust and all that. Just add me to the title. And then when you pay me off, just remove me. Easy breezy, right? As Jamie mentioned, escrow draws up a grant deed or quitclaim deed, adds the party, gets recorded, done.
I would think so.
Right.
Yeah.
Fast forward to this week. An agent, now the brother wants to sell his property. Agent does his job. Boom, we pull title. We run an SI, and the brother, he's got $187,000 IRS tax lien.
Ouch.
Yep. And unfortunately, the IRS refused to do what's called a partial reconveyance. And we as a title company, like, it hurts Jamie and I, because we're dealing with people and their dreams. And, Jamie and I love being a part of that. We share in the successes, but we also share in the heartfelt issues that present homeowners. And in this case, it was bad because the brother didn't tell the other brother that this was going on. And the IRS and our team reached out with the IRS and tried to get them to remove, it's called a partial release, remove that from the brother's property and tack it on to the other brother's property. They refused to do it. So that means as a title company, we're handcuffed. Yeah. We have to pay the IRS. And fortunately, in this case, there was enough net proceeds to cover it. But can you imagine that conversation? That brother lost out on $187,000 of net proceeds because of that. So again, to reiterate,
Jesus Christ.
and Jamie and I are always here for you and your clients. You can call
Thank
us
you.
all the time and we can walk you through that and walk you through the pitfalls, because a lot of times a homeowner doesn't have to do that. And we can help them out. There's a form that I'll send you guys when we hang up. It's methods of holding title. That's another big one that you're going to get in the marketplace, because a lot of consumers, and Jamie did a video last week, I thought it was brilliant, is title. There's so much to know. People know enough to know what they don't know, if that makes sense. Right?
You're right.
I mean, believe it or not, I still have an uncle that thinks I sell tile for a living. No, it's title, right? So, you know, the consumer, you know, we're here for them. We're the greatest advocate. And, you know, so a lot of questions that we get is, hey, how do I hold title if I'm a first-time home buyer? Maybe I got divorced or this or that.
All the time.
How do I? Yeah, and each methodology of holding title presents its own benefits, but it also presents its own challenges from a tax standpoint. So I'll send you guys a form that shows all the methodologies in which you can hold title and the benefits too.
Actually, I think that should be another episode on different ways. Like, you know, it's like it's like a light touch up on how to hold title. Oscar, you have any more questions for Ben and Jamie?
Actually, you know, now that we're doing this, you know, coronavirus, are you guys opening? Are you guys handling all the recordings? How does that happen? Because I know you cannot go to the courthouse, right? And do that. So
that is right. And that is a great question. So yes, we've had to make a lot of changes, such as everybody else, but every day we are closing. What Fidelity started to do actually a couple of years ago was we started to do electronic recordings. So we do not have to walk into the courthouse. What has changed though is the fact that when there's a special recording that happens, and that means a special recording, what is if you get funds the same day, that file records the same day, that's considered a special recording.
In LA County, right?
Does not accept special recordings. So we can no longer do special recordings. Yeah. So funds have to come in the day before for the file to record the following day. But other than that, it's business as usual. We are recording every day, business as usual. So
that's fantastic.
And so, if I may just, sorry to interrupt you all, if I may just tack on one bit to Jamie's statement. In the event, let's just say that this COVID, God forbid, it gets worse, and the county shut down 100% of e-recordings, nada, everything's off the table. Your Fidelity team still has a redundancy built in. We will allow the transaction to close and issue out a gap insurance policy so that when the counties come back online, we record the documents, everyone's still indemnified. The caveat to that, though, is if there's a loan involved and they're not a direct lender and they're using a warehouse line, some warehouse lenders may have an issue with the gap insurance. And again, I can send you literature on that. If you have any inquiries on that, send them our way. But we're open for biz. We're cranking. We're getting it done. And we're blessed.
Well, we do appreciate your services. You guys are awesome. Always, not everybody does that, and we appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you.
Jamie, Ben, before we send it off, Jamie, if people want to reach out to you, get a hold of you, where can they find you digitally on Instagram, on Facebook? How could I reach out to you?
Yes, indeed. So it's Jamie, Jamie, Angel, Angel. That's my Facebook name. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. I am Jamie Angel 44. My cell phone number is 818-296-5054. Again, that is 818-296-5054. Please reach out. Any questions you have.
Fantastic. And how about you, Ben Acosta? Where can people reach out to you if they should?
America's Most Wanted. I'm kidding. No. So I'm Ben Acosta on Facebook. I'm Ben Acosta 2000 on Instagram. My cell phone is 310-691-4728. And my email is ben.acosta@f like Frank, N like Nancy, flikeFrank.com. And we are always open for biz. We only turn our ringer off when we're in meetings, but we specialize in calling you back.
You know,
Absolutely.
I do have one.
Yes.
A lot of know that they have a choice, right? When they're refinancing, they have a choice of who title is. So I'm glad you guys gave you information so they know that they can choose you. Because otherwise, you know, escrow company or whoever picks whoever they want, their buddy, and they're not as, you know, they don't have the big company, the big name, the experience like you guys.
That's right. Thank you for touching on that, Oscar. That was my last video I did on Facebook last week, was the fact that a homeowner has choice in who they want to choose for title.
Right.
So thank you for identifying that.
And just like you both, we're not transaction driven. We're relationship driven.
That's
right.
So your relationship with Jamie and I and Fidelity starts at open order, but it doesn't end when we close. We're with you for life. We get phone calls all the time on stuff that we closed 5 years ago. People want to put properties in and out of trusts. So maybe we could do a follow-up call and start talking about the benefits of trust LLCs and what that poses. But we're here for life, just like you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, without further ado, I just want to thank you both for coming into another episode of Ask the Pros. This is basically a series that Oscar and I came up with, and it's geared or is targeted toward the average consumer who might not be so sophisticated when it comes to, you know, title insurance and all that good stuff. But anyway, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. We are Team Montalvo, and thank you very much. We'll put in the links at the bottom with Jamie and Ben, and we'll see you soon, guys. Thank you very much for coming in.